The footage everyone is talking about. Jin Ze and his girlfriend's unforgettable final night. The video was only 47 minutes long. Yet somehow it changed everything. For weeks, the internet couldn't stop talking about it. Millions of views. Endless theories. Thousands of reaction videos. People watched it frame by frame, searching for clues hidden in the shadows. What really happened on Jin Ze's unforgettable final night? And why did the footage seem to reveal something different every time someone watched it? It all started on a rainy Friday evening. Jin Ze, a rising online celebrity known for documenting strange urban legends, uploaded a simple message to his followers. Tonight we're finally going there. No explanation. No location. No context. Just those 4 words. Within minutes, speculation exploded across social media. His girlfriend, Mei Lin, appeared in the background of the short video clip. She looked nervous, glancing repeatedly toward a dark window behind them. At the time, nobody thought much of it. Later, everyone would. Because that would become the last normal footage anyone ever saw. At exactly 8:14 p.m., Jin Ze began live streaming. The stream opened inside a moving car. Rain hammered the windshield. Streetlights blurred into glowing streaks of gold and orange. Mei sat in the passenger seat, clutching a small notebook. "Tell them where we're going," she said. Jen smiled. "No." The chat exploded. Thousands of viewers immediately began posting guesses. Abandoned hospital. Haunted village. Secret tunnel. Government facility. Ancient shrine. Jen laughed at the theories. Then he said something that would later become one of the most quoted lines on the internet. "If everything goes right, this will be my greatest discovery." A strange silence followed. Even Mei seemed unsettled by his words. 40 minutes later they arrived. The camera captured a rusted gate standing alone in the middle of nowhere. No buildings. No roads. Just fog. Endless fog. The gate looked ancient. Strangely ancient. As if it belonged to another century. A weathered sign hung from one side. Most of the letters had faded away. Only 3 words remained visible. "Do not enter." Naturally, Jen entered. The audience loved it. Viewership doubled within minutes. Comments flooded the screen. People begged him to turn around. Others demanded he continue. Some claimed they recognized the location. Others insisted the place didn't exist. Then something happened. Something nobody could explain. The live stream glitched. For only half a second. One frame. One impossible frame. A figure appeared behind Jen. Motionless. Watching. The figure vanished immediately. Most viewers never noticed it. But screenshots spread online within hours. And the mystery began. The deeper they traveled, the stranger things became. Their flashlights flickered despite having fresh batteries. Unexplained whispers echoed through the darkness. Footsteps seemed to follow them. Whenever Jen turned around, nothing was there. At first, everyone assumed it was a prank. A publicity stunt. Special effects. But then Mei opened her notebook. Inside were hand-drawn maps. Dozens of them. Each map showed the same location. Yet every version was different. Paths appeared and disappeared. Rooms changed positions. Entire sections shifted. As though the place itself refused to stay the same. "That's impossible," Jen whispered. For the first time all night he sounded genuinely afraid. The audience count crossed 2 million. People around the world were watching. Nobody wanted to leave. Nobody wanted to blink. Because every minute seemed to reveal another mystery. Then came the moment that broke the internet. The clock room. A massive circular chamber hidden beneath the structure. Hundreds of clocks covered the walls. Thousands perhaps. Every clock displayed a different time. None were synchronized. None appeared functional. Yet all of them were ticking. Simultaneously. The sound was overwhelming. Tick, 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 tick. A mechanical heartbeat echoing through the darkness. Mei noticed something first. Every clock was counting down. Not forward. Backward. Toward the same exact moment. 11:47 p.m. "What happens at 11:47? She asked. No one answered. Because nobody knew. But millions of viewers suddenly shared the same terrifying realization. The livestream timestamp showed 11:31 p.m. Only 16 minutes remained. The atmosphere changed instantly. The comments became frantic. People begged them to leave. Others urged them forward. Conspiracy theories multiplied by the second. Meanwhile, Jen continued exploring. He seemed unable to stop. As if something was pulling him deeper. Something waiting. Watching. Patient. At 11:43 p.m. they discovered a door. Unlike everything else around them, the door looked new. Perfectly preserved. Jet black. No handle. No lock. Only a message engraved across its surface. The truth opens itself. May stepped back immediately. Jen stepped forward. The live stream quality dropped. Static flooded the screen. The door opened on its own. Beyond it was a room unlike anything they had seen before. The walls were covered in screens. Thousands of screens. Every screen displayed footage. But not random footage. Their footage. Videos from their childhoods. Birthdays. School days. Private moments nobody should have access to. Moments that had never been recorded. Yet there they were. Playing simultaneously. Impossible. Unexplainable. Terrifying. May screamed. Jen dropped the camera. For several seconds, viewers saw only fragments of the room. Enough to fuel years of debate. Enough to create countless theories. Enough to ensure the footage would never be forgotten. Then the countdown reached 0. 11:47 p.m. Every clock stopped. Every screen went dark. And for exactly 3 seconds the live stream showed a face. A face nobody recognized. A face that seemed almost human. Almost. His eyes stared directly into the camera. Directly into millions of homes. Then the stream ended. Abruptly. Without warning. Without explanation. The next morning the internet exploded. Hashtag Where is Gen Z became the #1 trending topic worldwide. Reaction channels uploaded analysis videos. Experts examined the footage. Investigators attempted to identify the location. Nobody could. The coordinates embedded in the video metadata led nowhere. Satellite images showed empty land. No gate. No building. No structure. Nothing. As if the place had never existed. Weeks passed. The mystery only grew. Viewers discovered hidden audio messages. Encrypted images. Frames visible for only milliseconds. Each clue seemed to point toward a larger secret. But every answer created more questions. The most chilling discovery came from an amateur editor. After enhancing the final frame, he found something hidden in the darkness behind the strange face. A reflection. 2 figures standing together. Gen Z. And May. Watching from the shadows. Smiling. As though they had known the truth all along. Today nobody agrees on what happened that night. Some believe it was an elaborate performance. Others believe it documented contact with something unknown. Many insist the footage contains secrets still waiting to be discovered. One thing, however, is certain. Years later, people are still watching. Still analyzing. Still searching. Because every generation gets its own unsolved mystery. And for millions of people around the world, the unforgettable final night of Gen Z and his girlfriend became exactly that. A puzzle without an answer. A story without an ending. A piece of footage that refuses to be forgotten. And somewhere, buried within those 47 minutes of video, perhaps the truth is still waiting to be found. The mystery should have ended when the livestream stopped. Instead, that was when it truly began. Within 24 hours, copies of the footage appeared everywhere. Video sharing platforms. Private forums. Encrypted websites. Group chats. Cloud drives. Millions of people downloaded the stream before it could disappear. And everyone noticed something strange. No 2 copies were exactly the same. At first it sounded impossible. A video is a video. How could it change? But users started posting comparisons online. In one version, the dark figure behind Gen Z appeared for a single frame. In another version, it appeared for 3. Some copies contained faint whispers. Others didn't. A few viewers claimed entire sections of the footage were different. Most people laughed at those claims. Until proof emerged. And that proof terrified everyone. A university student named Kai was among the first to notice. He specialized in digital forensics. Analyzing media files was practically second nature to him. After downloading 6 separate versions of the stream, he compared them frame by frame. What he discovered made no sense. The files shared the same upload date. The same duration. The same source. Yet dozens of frames were different. It was as if the video was rewriting itself. Kai posted his findings online. The post received over 12 million views in 2 days. The internet went into overdrive. Suddenly, everyone wanted to examine the footage. Everyone wanted answers. Everyone wanted to know what had really happened at 11:47 p.m. The first major clue appeared on the 4th day. A content creator slowed down the section showing the clock room. At normal speed, nothing unusual could be seen. But at 5% speed, a hidden message appeared. Not on the clocks. Not on the walls. In the shadows. Letters formed briefly between flashes of light. 3 words. We remember you. Nobody knew who the message was addressing. Me. The viewers? Theories exploded across social media. And that was only the beginning. Meanwhile, another discovery was attracting attention. Several viewers reported experiencing strange dreams after watching the footage. At first, people dismissed the stories as coincidence. Then thousands of identical reports began appearing. The details were eerily consistent. A black corridor. A distant ticking sound. Rows of clocks stretching forever. And a door waiting at the end. The same door Jen and May had opened. The same black door. People who had never spoken to each other described it in nearly identical ways. The internet became obsessed. Was it mass suggestion? Psychological influence? Or something stranger? Nobody could agree. 3 weeks after the live stream, a package arrived at Kai's apartment. There was no return address. No sender information. No fingerprints. Inside was a single notebook. Old. Weathered. Covered in dust. Kai opened it cautiously. His hands trembled as he turned the first page. What he saw made his blood run cold. The notebook belonged to May. At least it appeared to. The handwriting matched perfectly. So did the sketches. The maps inside were identical to the ones briefly seen during the live stream. But there was something viewers had never seen. A final page. A page filled with warnings. Repeated over and over again. Do not watch the last 3 seconds. Do not watch the last 3 seconds. Do not watch the last 3 seconds. Hundreds of times. Written with increasing desperation. As if the author had been trying to convince herself. Naturally, the warning had the opposite effect. Millions of people immediately rewatched the final 3 seconds. And again. And again. Some became convinced the mysterious face changed slightly between viewings. Others insisted the eyes moved. A few claimed the figure smiled. Experts dismissed such reports as optical illusions. The human brain often finds patterns where none exist. Yet even some experts admitted something was unusual. Because enhanced versions of the footage revealed inconsistencies impossible to explain. The face didn't seem to follow normal geometry. Measurements changed depending on the angle. Facial features shifted subtly. No software could reproduce the effect consistently. It was as if the image refused to remain fixed. Then came the blackout. The event that transformed an internet mystery into a worldwide obsession. Exactly 1 month after the live stream, power failed across several major cities simultaneously. Only for 73 seconds. Just over a minute. Enough to make headlines. Enough to spark panic. But what happened during those 73 seconds became the real story. Thousands of security cameras recorded the same anomaly. The same impossible image. A tall figure standing motionless. Watching. The shape resembled the shadow seen behind Jen. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. Screenshots spread online within hours. And suddenly the mystery felt much closer. Much more real. Government agencies denied any connection. Scientists offered technical explanations. Skeptics dismissed the evidence as manipulated footage. But public interest continued growing. The story had become unstoppable. Every day brought another clue. Another theory. Another unexplained event. The world couldn't look away. Months later, a breakthrough arrived from an unexpected source. A retired architect named Daniel contacted Kai. He claimed to recognize the structure from the live stream. Not because he had visited it. Because he had designed it. Or at least he thought he had. Daniel explained that 28 years earlier he had sketched plans for a building unlike anything ever constructed. A theoretical structure intended for a novel he was writing. A fictional location. A place that existed only on paper. The design included a clock room, a black door, and underground corridors. Every detail matched. Exactly. Yet Daniel insisted the plans had never been published. Nobody should have known they existed. Not even his family. The files had remained locked away for decades. How could Jen have found a place that should not exist? Kai traveled to meet Daniel in person. The conversation lasted nearly 7 hours. According to Daniel, the building had a name. A name never mentioned during the livestream. The Threshold. A place between realities. A location designed to preserve forgotten memories. A fictional concept. Or so he had always believed. But after seeing the footage, Daniel wasn't so sure anymore. Neither was Kai. Before leaving, Daniel handed Kai a folder. Inside were the original blueprints. And one final note. A note written decades earlier. A note Daniel had no memory of writing. The handwriting belonged to him. Yet the words felt foreign. The message contained only a single sentence. When the door opens, they will finally come home. Kai read it 3 times. Then a 4th. A chill moved down his spine. As for the first time he realized something unsettling. Everyone had been asking the wrong question. The mystery wasn't where Jen and May had gone. The mystery was whether they had ever left at all. That night, Kai returned home. Exhausted. Confused. Unable to sleep. He decided to review the footage one final time. One last examination. One last search for answers. The video played silently on his monitor. The clock room. The countdown. The black door. The face. The ending. Nothing new. Nothing unusual. Until the screen froze. Kai frowned. The playback bar continued moving. Yet the image remained frozen. The mysterious face stared back at him. Motionless. Unblinking. The room around him felt suddenly colder. Then his speakers crackled. A voice emerged from the darkness. Soft. Barely audible. A voice he recognized immediately. Wait. You're looking in the wrong place. The video ended. The screen went black. And for the first time since the livestream began, Kai understood one terrifying possibility. The footage wasn't showing the past. It was preparing something for the future. And whatever had happened to Jin Ze and May on that unforgettable night, it wasn't over. Not even close. Kai didn't sleep. How could he? The voice had been unmistakable. Sounded exactly like May. Not a distorted imitation. Not an artificial recreation. Sounded real. Alive. Present. As though she had been standing beside him. The words echoed endlessly in his mind. You're looking in the wrong place. By sunrise, Kai had reached a conclusion. The answer wasn't hidden inside the footage. The footage itself was a distraction. A breadcrumb trail. Something designed to lead people somewhere else. But where? And why? 3 days later another package arrived. Just like before. No return address. No fingerprints. No identifying marks. Inside was a flash drive. Nothing else. Kai stared at it for nearly an hour before plugging it into an isolated computer. The drive contained only one folder. The Threshold files. Inside were hundreds of classified-looking documents. Photographs. Blueprints. Audio recordings. Reports. Most carried the same symbol. A circle intersected by a vertical line. A symbol nobody recognized. At least publicly. One document immediately caught Kai's attention. A heavily damaged report dated 32 years earlier. The title read, Project Threshold. His heart raced. For the first time the mystery seemed to have a name. According to the files, Project Threshold began after a strange event in a remote mountain region. Construction workers digging foundations for a hydroelectric facility had discovered something impossible. A doorway. Not attached to any structure. Not connected to any walls. Just a freestanding black doorway buried deep underground. Every attempt to move it failed. Every attempt to destroy it failed. The object appeared indestructible. Scientists couldn't explain it. Engineers couldn't explain it. Nobody could. The doorway became the focus of a secret investigation. That's when the nightmares began. Workers stationed near the site reported identical dreams. A hallway. Ticking clocks. A black door. The same dream reported decades later by viewers of Jin Ze's footage. Kai's hands shook as he read. The similarities were undeniable. The connection was real. and far older than anyone imagined. The files described increasingly disturbing events. Electronic devices malfunctioned. People disappeared for minutes at a time. Entire sections of recorded video vanished. One researcher claimed to have witnessed a conversation with his future self. Another claimed he had entered a room containing every memory he had ever forgotten. The reports became stranger with each page. Yet the authors appeared sincere. Terrified. Many never submitted a second report. Their names simply stopped appearing. Then Kai discovered File 27. Everything changed. Because File 27 contained a photograph. A photograph taken 28 years before Jin Ze's livestream. The image showed a group of researchers standing near the mysterious doorway. Kai studied the picture carefully. Then he froze. One face stood out. A young man standing near the center. Smiling directly at the camera. It was Jin Ze. Or someone who looked exactly like him. Impossible. Jen wasn't even born 28 years ago. Yet there he was. Unmistakable. The resemblance was perfect. Kai checked the date repeatedly. The photograph was authentic. Every forensic indicator confirmed it. His pulse hammered in his ears. The mystery had become far stranger than anyone imagined. As news of the photo leaked online, public interest exploded again. Theories multiplied overnight. Some claimed time travel. Others suggested cloning. A few believed Jen had somehow been connected to Project Threshold long before his birth. No explanation seemed sufficient. No explanation made sense. Yet the evidence remained. A photograph that shouldn't exist. A mystery that refused to follow the rules of reality. Meanwhile, strange events continued occurring around the world. People reported seeing clocks stopped at exactly 11:47 p.m. Even clocks disconnected from power. Even mechanical clocks. The phenomenon appeared randomly. For some it lasted seconds. For others hours. Nobody could explain it. Scientists called it coincidence. The public disagreed. The timing felt too precise. Too familiar. One evening, Kai received an encrypted message. No sender information. No traceable origin. Only a single line. Meet me where the river meets the city. And beneath it, come alone. Common sense told him to ignore it. Curiosity won. The following night, Kai arrived at the abandoned waterfront district. Fog drifted across the water. The city lights seemed distant. Muted. Unreal. For nearly 20 minutes nothing happened. Then a voice emerged from the darkness. You're late. Kai turned. A woman stepped forward. Her face was partially hidden beneath a hood. Yet something about her seemed familiar. Painfully familiar. Then realization struck him. She looked exactly like May. Not similar. Identical. Kai stumbled backward. This isn't possible. The woman smiled sadly. That's what everyone says. Who are you? The woman hesitated. Then answered. My name isn't important. You look exactly like her. I know. How? The woman stared toward the river. The better question is why. For the next hour she revealed information that shattered everything Kai believed. According to her, Project Threshold had never ended. It had merely gone underground. A secret organization continued monitoring anomalies linked to the doorway. For decades. Governments changed. Leaders came and went. Yet the project remained. Always watching. Always waiting. Because the doorway wasn't a machine. It wasn't a portal. And it wasn't a structure. It was something far older. Something alive. Kai struggled to comprehend what he was hearing. The woman continued. The doorway doesn't lead somewhere. Then where does it go? Her expression darkened. It leads to every possibility that never happened. The answer sounded absurd. Yet after everything he had seen, absurdity no longer mattered. She explained that certain individuals possessed unusual sensitivity to the threshold. People capable of perceiving echoes from alternate realities. Jem was one of them. Perhaps the strongest ever recorded. That was why the footage seemed to change. Why different viewers saw different details. The threshold interacted with perception itself. It showed people fragments of possibilities. Fragments of realities that almost existed. Kai remembered the mysterious face. The clocks. The impossible recordings. Suddenly everything seemed connected. Not explained, but connected. The pieces were finally forming a picture. A terrifying picture. Then the woman revealed the truth about the livestream. A truth almost nobody knew. Jen hadn't stumbled upon the threshold. He had been searching for it his entire life. The expedition wasn't spontaneous. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't content creation. It was a mission. A mission hidden from his audience. Even from many of his friends. Jen believed he could uncover the ultimate secret hidden beyond the doorway. And he had been willing to risk everything to do it. Did he succeed? Kai asked. The woman's eyes filled with emotion. Yes. The answer came instantly. Without hesitation. Without doubt. Kai felt a chill. If he succeeded, where is he now? The woman looked away. For the first time she seemed afraid. Genuinely afraid. Then she whispered. That's the question nobody wants answered. Suddenly, a loud metallic sound echoed across the waterfront. Clang. Both froze. Another sound followed. Clang. 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 Kai's blood ran cold. Sounded familiar. Horribly familiar. Like hundreds of clocks stopping simultaneously. The same sound described in the footage. The same sound heard moments before 11:47 p.m. The woman turned pale. We need to leave. Why? She stared into the fog. At something Kai couldn't see. Because they found us. Who? The woman didn't answer. Instead she grabbed his arm. Hard. Painfully hard. Then pointed toward the river. Kai followed her gaze. And his heart nearly stopped. Standing motionless on the opposite shore were dozens of figures. Silent. Perfectly still. Watching. Every single one looked exactly like Jin Ze. Not similar. Not close. Exactly. The same face. The same expression. The same smile. Dozens of them. Perhaps hundreds. Stretching endlessly into the darkness. Watching. Waiting. The woman pulled Kai backward. We have to run. What are they? Her answer barely rose above a whisper. Possibilities. The figures began moving. Slowly. Deliberately. Toward the water. Toward the city. Toward them. And as the first one stepped into the river without sinking, Kai realized the mystery surrounding Jin Ze's unforgettable final night was only the beginning. Something had crossed the threshold. And now it was coming for the world.